Chalo, we are continuing with the second part of the topic, that is about study of chemical properties of group 16, 17 and 18 elements. So under chemical properties, we will be talking about their oxidation states, then how they react with hydrogen, nitrogen, chlorine, halogens and so on. So those things we will be studying over here. So the most basic thing we will study is about their oxidation states. And again, we will study it group wise. So every property we will pick up and study it group wise. So first we will talk about group 16 elements. Now oxidation state we come to know looking at their electronic configuration, that is written here as EC. So group 16's electronic configuration is Ns2Np4. Every element will try to achieve the noble gas configuration. That means Ns2Np6. So to achieve Ns2Np6, these elements are just 2 electrons away. So what they will do? They will either gain 2 electrons so that they will form E2 minus anions. Or if that is not possible, then they will share 2 electrons such that they will form covalent bonds. In simple language, group 16 elements can form di-negative anions or two valence covalent bonds. Considering this, their oxidation states would be -2 and +2. -2 indicates forming anion gaining electrons, +2 indicates sharing of 2 electrons. Once again, I'm repeating, +2 does not mean loss of electrons. It means sharing of electrons. Now, element wise, when you study, oxygen shows -2 almost in all the compounds. So we call it as oxides. +2 state is seen in only one, that is called oxygen difluoride. And -1 is seen mostly in peroxides. So oxygen is able to show three states: -2, -1, and +2. Other elements also can show -2, +2, of course, but they can expand their states by different hybridizations, and they can go up to +4 and +6 states also. This +6 state stability basically decreases down the group, and +4 becomes the more prevalent state. This effect we had studied under group 13, that was called inert pair effect. That means the inert pair effect means in the bottom elements of a group, the ns2 orbital is not able to promote the electrons. That is why only +4 state is the prevalent one. I will explain it once again quickly with a diagram here. If you consider the state of these elements, which look like this is Ns and this is Np. Currently, it has Ns2Np4. So it has 2 electrons here and 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if it uses these two orbitals, it can have -2 and +2 state. But it's a possibility that that element can promote electrons ahead to the next available d orbital. So suppose this electron transfers over here. Now, can you think what will be the oxidation state over here? Anybody?
-1.
There are how many half-filled orbitals can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will go for
+1.
+4.
oxidation state. Moreover, what will be the hybridization of it? Think sp3 and D.
D is P3D.
So all the compounds we are going to study with this sort of thing, remember, associate it with sp3D hybridization. Moreover, suppose now this electron transfers ahead. ये भी possibility है किसी किसी elements में. So that transfer will give you +6 oxidation state. And if I am correct, sp3d2. Now this is what we are talking about. ये जो ns का ट्रांसफर है, that is possible with upper elements in periodic table. So if I consider group 16, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium and all, I'm sorry, oxygen. Oxygen to of course out of question because there is no d orbital. So among these, sulfur, selenium can show -2, +2, +4, +6. But when you come to last polonium, ns orbital is so much inert, it will be happy only with +4. +6 definitely will not be seen. This is what I call as the inert pair effect. Everyone followed this whole concept? Any doubt? Perfectly clear. So if you just list out the hybridizations, -2 it is with sp3, +4 is with sp3d, +6 is with sp3d2. I'm sorry, +2 here, not -2. -2 there is usually no hybridization because gaining electron will make it into anion and there is no covalent bonding, it's ionic bonding. So -2 is ionic bond. Ionic bond does not have any hybridization. Is this whole concept clear? ग्रुप 16 का अगर आपको समझा है तो ग्रुप 17 में हम लोग यही रिपीट करने वाले हैं with minor differences. Right? If you want to take a screenshot, you can take it.
So -1 also will be ionic, no?
-1 is also ionic. Yeah, minus always is ionic only. I will add up that also. But -1 is only peroxide, so it's like a little special case taken. Chalo, let us continue ahead. So now perhaps both these paragraphs, once again, you can go through this and you will understand them little better. Inert pair effect concept. And +4, +6, of course, only covalent because of hybridization. So examples are shown. These are not usually commonly used compounds in our chemistry. So we are giving examples here. Selenium dioxide, it is Ac with +4. Selenium trioxide and tellurium hexafluoride. You can see there is no mention of polonium over here. Polonium does not show +6 oxidation state. Now, identical summary, we will take it for group 17 now. Their configuration, as we know, is ns2np5, and they are just merely one electron away from the configuration. So most common tendency of them is going to be to show -1 state. As usual, first element fluorine can show only -1 state because it does not have d orbitals, and promotion of electrons is absolutely not possible. Let us think of now promotions of other elements. So we will talk about group 17 here, and this is ns2 np and the next possible nd orbital. So ns np nd, and you same way give me an account if we transfer electrons, what things we will get. So basic configuration: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 unpaired electrons. So this is a normal state in which it will show -1. It will form ionic bond. And this is very well shown by all the halogens, as we know: fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide. Then if in this state itself, it gains one electron for sharing purpose, -+1, it is going to be a covalent bond. And hybridization has to be sp3 at that time. This is a very much possible state. Now we think of promotion of electrons. So one electron from here jumps over here. Can you calculate which will be the oxidation state here?
+3.
+3. Those who are still uncomfortable about it, just calculate half-filled electrons, single electron. That's the number. 1, 2, 3, +3. Of course, covalent bond. Hybridization bolo kya aega?
sp3d.
sp3d. Then think of one more promotion,
+5.
+5 state, sp3
d2.
d2, and then finally one more promotion,
+7.
+7 sp3 D3. So in fact, not today perhaps, but in next lecture, we will be studying about the compounds of halogens having these many positive oxidation states. So, up till now, you were only aware that fluoride, chloride, bromide happens, but we were never seen any compounds of this format. In fact, I had given one example of this earlier to you, that was HOCl, HClO2, HClO3, and HClO4. Hypochlorous, chlorus, chloric, perchloric. If you calculate, you will come to know we have these states over here. So when we will study these compounds, more compounds of halogens, we will be coming across these states. And they
So
are quite
also in
commonly occurring. Haan, bolo.
so also in bromine pentafluoride also it's positive now
They
on
are called
bromine.
inner halogen compounds, interhalogen. That also we are going to study. So there also these states will be seen. So all compound group 17 elements compounds when we study in next lecture, it will be all based on these concepts only. Those who want to take a screenshot can take it. Right now, I want you to remember the oxidation state and hybridization right away. That concept, if you have followed, and in fact, I have shown you with working also. In case you forget also, try to do this jumping of electron and you will get the answer very easily also.
Sir, 16 में +4 was sp3d ना?
Yes, because वहां पे configuration NS to NP4 था ना. So one transfer used to give sp3d. See, anytime you forget the things, I'll tell you a quick way. See, if you are having N group 16, suppose you are trying NS to NP4. So आप एग्जाम में कभी भूल गए ना तो फटाफट ऐसे बॉक्स बना के देखो 2 1 2 3 4 and now you have D. So when you transfer this from here to here, you see you get 1 2 3 4 plus 4, then S P3 and D. So anytime you forget, just work out this way quickly in rough paper and you will get the answer. Right? Understood this trick?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, हाइब्रिडाइजेशन का ट्रिक सब लोगों को याद है? मैं फिर से एक बार आज रिपीट करूंगा, हम लोग को बहुत रिक्वायर्ड है
Yes,
वो.
sir.
कंपाउंड का हाइब्रिडाइजेशन फाइंड करना है. वी विल रिपीट इफ यू नीड
So
लेटर
the
ऑन.
lone pair वाला.
हाँ, yes, correct. That we need it very much in today's and next lecture. Rather, everything is based on that only. इसके बाद. If you have forgotten, tell me, I will do it afterwards when we need.
No, sir.
Chalo, next one. Other halogens, just now we saw +1, +3, +5, +7, promotion of electrons. There are some rare cases found, but they are quite unstable, which is +4 and +6. But these usually are not explained by promotion of electrons, but due to what is known as back bonding concept. So in back bonding concept, the element has, let us say, +5 state. Somebody, the group who is connected to it returns an electron to it. And due to accepting electron, the state decreases to +4. So perhaps chlorine originally is in +5 state. An element donates electron to chlorine and +5 reduces to +4. Similarly, +7 reduces to +6. We will be having such examples later on in the topic. So currently I will not talk more about that. But remember, +4, +6, we cannot explain by merely promotion of electrons. Because by promotion, we will only get 3, 5, and 7 states only.
So in oxo acids also it's 3, 5, and
Which one?
7 only.
Oxo acids and this one, apna, interhalogen, they will always have
Yeah,
1,
yeah.
3, 5, 7. That's what I said. 4 and 6 are not seen in regular compounds. Next, we come to group 18 elements, and they have NS2 NP6, a perfect configuration. And we know that due to this configuration, they will actually not gain or lose any electrons, and they will be having zero valency. They will exist as monoatomic. But the thing is, xenon and compared to helium, neon, and krypton, it can exhibit oxidation states. And that is merely by promotion to the next d orbitals. So we are having a section on compounds of xenon also, where you will see +2 state, +4 state, plus 6 states. These are very commonly occurring compounds. But remember, xenon compounds are the only compounds in inert gas. Helium, neon, argon, they do not form any compounds. Krypton can form only one compound called krypton fluoride. Radon can only form radon fluoride. But maximum variety of compounds are only formed by xenon. The reasons and everything we do under compounds of group 18. So this was our first section of the topic, oxidation states. We now come to the chemical reactivity, how they react with different elements. So उसमें से सबसे पहले hydrogen reactivity with group 16. Now all the group 16 elements can react with hydrogen and they produce a general hydride H2E. For example, H2O, H2S, H2AC, H2TE, H2PO. Out of that, at least first and second compound everyone knows. H2O, as everyone knows, colorless, odorless liquid. All remaining ones are colorless, bad smelling, poisonous gases. All of them are produced by sp3 hybridization. So if you see their generalized structure, so simplified Lewis structure goes like this, and a 3D structure can be seen this way with two lone pairs. All these acids are very weak acids. Compared to that, H2S is an exception, which is comparatively a stronger acid among them. Any doubt upon this simple section? You need to know all this point-wise information only. That's how they ask in exam.
Can you repeat? H2S is a strong acid.
Among them, matlab H2O,
Oh.
H2S, H2SC, may ye that way. We know H2S is used as an acid in many reactions. Now we talk about some properties of these elements, and we will see in detail about the trend. Now we'll explain the logic. Try to remember it logically, then you will not find it difficult. Bond length. Why bond length must be increasing down the group? Any idea?
So because atomic size increases.
Yes, very correct. So if I go back for a moment, you know, this is oxygen. इतना size imagine किया है diagram में, और उसका angle है 104 degree. Obviously, when sulfur is larger than that, angle will increase. Selenium still larger sphere, still angle will increase. So logically याद रखो, down the group, atomic radius increases, HOH, HSH, angle will length will increase. Then about bond dissociation enthalpy. Dissociation enthalpy is inversely proportional to the length. So if length is short, energy needed to break that is obviously very high. So if bond length is increasing, bond enthalpy will decrease. Everyone agrees to this point.
सर पोलोनियम का क्या होगा?
Those compounds are unstable, so they are not showing, but the trend is same. Trend वही है, मतलब there is no exception over here anywhere. Now, bond dissociation enthalpy is connected with its thermal stability. So thermal stability will be identical. Thermal stability is breaking of the bonds. So the logic is identical. And if you can thermally break a compound, it can produce H plus ions. H plus ions means it will be acidity. So acidic strength is going to increase this way. Now, perhaps you can wonder, I said about H2S, but I did not mention H2TE. The reason is H2SC and H2TE, on face of it, look like more acidic, but they are water insoluble. So in aqueous medium, H2S can dissolve and become a stronger acid. So acidity strength is also comparable with these factors only. Reducing property is same as donation of protons. So that's also connected with same as acidity. Now the two things which are not related to any of these factors are melting and boiling point. That you can remember like facts. Bond angle depends little bit on lone pair repulsion forces and all. So you will find these almost have this way.
So bond angle is also inversely proportional to atomic radius.
No, this depends on hybridization. And H2O undergoes pure hybridization, but H2AC and all, they don't show much of hybridization. They use their p orbitals. So that is why we had done something known as Drago's rule long back. So there we had seen these elements do not show usually hybridization. So that is why their angles are almost equal to around 90 degree, 91 degree.
So can you please repeat what is drag?
No, Drago's rule, if I keep on going now, it will be long time. Just remember that after period number 2, period 3, period 4 and 5, those elements do not undergo hybridization and they form their compounds by merely using their p orbitals. So when they use p orbitals, all of them, they will have almost equal angle of around 90 degree. This is what the person Drago discovered. So यहाँ पे sp3 hybridization है, but below cases we don't find any much strong hybridization. You can refer to Drago's rule in our chemical bonding things at that time we had done. We go for group 17 elements, their compounds with hydrogen now. And these form hydrides with the formula, as you know, HX. Examples as we know, HF, HCl, HBr, HI. Now, state-wise, we know state of HF is liquid. That is because it can form hydrogen bonding. While HCl, HBr, HI, they are gaseous at room temperature. Ambient condition means normal room temperature conditions. Most of them, as we know, are strong acids. HCl, HBr, HI, we know they are strong acids, but HF is comparatively a weak acid. The reason being due to hydrogen bonding and bond strength, producing H plus ion is difficult. We are going to do it on the next page on the properties part. So quite similarly, right now we will do bond length increases from fluorine to iodine, bond length. So bond dissociation enthalpy will be opposite of it. Thermal stability will be same as it. And opposite will be acidity strength. Melting boiling points actually depend on hydrogen bonding. So they don't show a link with the upper terms. They have a different trend. You need to know these points very strongly for all the entrance exam and even for your board exams, CET, HSC, everything. If you see past few years papers in JEE, NEET, everywhere, the most favorite question is this kind of orders. Very important part. After this, we go for now trends towards oxygen. Group 18 is dealt separately later on because it doesn't give you all the properties at one time. So that we are studying separately. Now under group 16, if you see oxygen, they form two types of oxides, EO2 and EO3. That means dioxide and trioxide. Examples. It's a very funny example. You can see oxygen has its own dioxide, which we call as O3. Because it's imagined to be OO2, that is written together as O3. Technically speaking, O3 is even considered as allotrope of oxygen also. Then sulfur dioxide, selenium dioxide, even tellurium, polonium can form, but it's not mentioned here. States, as we know, oxygen and SO2, they are gaseous. Selenium dioxide is solid. These compounds can dissolve in water and their compounds are acidic. So we say they are acidic oxides. How do we prove it? SO2 plus H2O give us H2SO3. Same way, selenium can form selenous acid. Now, identical paragraph we will have for EO3. So examples you can see as SO3, ACO3, TeO3. They also can dissolve in water, and they will form even stronger acids like sulfuric acid, selenic acid, and even telluric acid. For tellurium, you can see a formula is bit different, H6TeO6. Just bit of information, nothing more. Point wise, you need to know as much as possible. Any
So,
doubt? Bolo.
so just like there are oxide and sulfides, there are
Ah.
there is nothing like cellurides and all that. No?
Yes, we are
Selenium
going to
ka.
have. Yes, we have.
Achha, it is there.
After that, we are after I think third or fourth point is reaction with metals. There we
Oh.
are going to do. Then with oxygen, we are studying for group 17. So we studied element wise oxides of fluorine. There are only two, OF2 and O2F2. Out of that, OF2 is stable at room temperature. O2F2 is not very stable, but it's highly reactive. So both of them are used as fluorinating agents. What is meant by fluorinating agents? They can supply fluorine to other compounds. They can add fluorine with other elements. Like O2F2 is used to convert plutonium into its hexafluoride. And this is a reaction they use in nuclear fuel to recover plutonium. So it is a useful compound, but not very stable. Chlorine forms many oxides, Cl2O, ClO2, Cl2O6, Cl2O7. Out of that, Cl2O is a famous bleaching agent used in paper industry and textile industry and in water treatment. JEE and NEET students have to do additional around 2 pages extra on these oxides of chlorine with their preparation, reactions, structures, hybridization. I have not covered this in this slideshow here that I will show directly from the notes later. Oxides of bromide are not many, only three, Br2O, BrO2, BrO3. They are comparatively less stable and they can release oxygen very quickly, so they are oxidizing agents. Similarly, iodine can form bit of unstable oxides. Most of them exist as dimer. So IO2 exists as I2O4. They can keep on gaining more oxygen and I2O4 becomes I2O5, two more oxygen I2O7 like that. They are all insoluble in solid state. They decompose releasing oxygen as well as iodine. In chemical industry, to determine carbon monoxide by titration method, I2O5 is being used. Let us come to the third one, reactivity towards metal. And I was saying about this earlier. Group 16 elements being a little bit non-metallic, they can react with metals. Like aluminium can react with oxygen to form aluminium oxide. Copper with sulfur to form copper sulfide. Magnesium with sulfur to form selenium to form magnesium selenide. Gold with tellurium to form gold telluride. You see, the topic here is about reactivity of oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium with metals. So all of these are forming, you can see anions, oxide, sulfide, selenide, telluride, right? If you see their oxidation states, O minus 2, S minus 2, Se minus 2, Te minus 2. The next element, polonium, you will not find over here, obviously, because polonium is a perfect metal. It will not undergo this kind of reaction. Let us do similar set of reactions with group 17 also. As we know, these compounds are actually very famous. Sodium with chlorine, sodium chloride, magnesium bromide, and so on. But important property is these are all mostly ionic, but fluorides are the most ionic one. And as we go down the group, covalent character increases. I am referring to something known as Fajan's rule in chemical bonding topic. So as anion's size increases, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, ionic character reduces, covalent character increases. Moreover, if you have metal with different oxidation states, like Sn with +4, Pb +4, Sb +5, uranium +6,
Yeah, covalent.
these will be more covalent and their lower oxidation states will be ionic. So Sn +2, Pb +2, Sb +3, U +4. जिनको ये ट्रिक समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, आई एम opening the trick here. What number I see here is the oxidation state of the metal. So Sn +4, Pb +4, Sb +5, U +6. I hope this concept is clear. Simple rule which we call as Fajans rule. मैंने यहाँ पे दो Fajans rule यूज किया है. यहाँ पे इस रेड पॉइंट में what is the rule? Anion size increases. Anion's size increases. Covalent character increases. So fluoride to iodide, covalent character increasing. Second rule, which is not based on halogen, anion, but based on cation, is the oxidation state is higher, it is going to be more covalent. This is going to be a very important concept for all of you. Next is about reactivity towards halogens. Once again, we'll go group wise. So group 16, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. They are found to produce 3 halides, di, tetra, and hexa. So we study first hexa because they are most prevailing in nature. Sulfur, selenium, tellurium, all can form hexahalides. All of them are colorless gases. All of them, as we have seen earlier only, sp3d2 hybridization. So if I show you the structure of SF6, it will look like this. Geometry is octahedral geometry. Stability is SF6 is exceptionally stable, and overall fluoride stability is more than chloride, bromide, iodide. Reason I have given in upper point, steric hindrance. So जैसे आपका halogen का size बड़ा होते जाएगा, वो unstable होते जाएगा. This was the story of EX6. We come to EX4. Sulfur tetrafluoride, selenium, tellurium. Tellurium के दो स्टडी किए यहाँ पे अलग से, fluoride and chloride, not much difference as such. Out of that, SF4 is gas, ACF4 is liquid, tellurium, tetrafluoride as well as tetrachloride, both are solids. In +4 state, if you remember, in the beginning we had done sp3d hybridization occurs. So their structure come out to be like this. अभी हम लोग ने SF4 का structure यहाँ लिखा है. So this is SF4 with one lone pair over here. Now this structure originally is trigonal bipyramidal, but this side one bond is missing because there is a lone pair. That's why this structure is sometimes termed as seesaw shaped structure. Seesaw, कैसे seesaw? इस स्ट्रक्चर को 90 डिग्री रोटेट करके देखो तो आपको ये जो दो फ्लोरीन है वो सीसॉ के पैर लगेंगे. ये सीसॉ का प्लैंक दिखेगा जिसपे हम लोग बैठ सकते हैं. So this structure is imagined to be seesaw type structures. Next we have is EX2. Now EX2 we have SCl2, SeCl2, TeCl2, and their hybridization is sp3. Just like normal water molecule, they will look like two lone pairs present. On unstable side, we have even EX halides, but they are so unstable that they form dimeric compound. मतलब HCl form होगा, वो immediately convert होगा H2Cl2 में, SF, H2F2 and so on. These are going to undergo what is known as disproportionation. So Ac2Cl2 will break down into lower halide with element separated. This is called the disproportionation reaction. We have next halogen reaction with group 17. Now this is something odd. We are going to react halogen with halogen only. Those compounds are called interhalogen compounds. If you remember, halogens show 4 oxidation state: +1, +3, +5 and +7. You can see सबके related देखो एक एक आपके सामने है, XX dash, XX-3, 5 and 7. अभी इसमें X कौन होता है और X डैश कौन होता है, उसका एक लॉजिक है. X जो पहले लिखते हैं हम लोग, वो हैलोजन लार्ज साइज का होना चाहिए, और जो सेकंड लिखते हैं वो स्मॉलर साइज का होना चाहिए, तभी ये कंपाउंड पॉसिबल है. आपने अगर उल्टा बनाने की कोशिश की तो वो इंटर हैलोजन नहीं बनेगा. सो आई रिपीट, फर्स्ट एलिमेंट इज अ लार्ज एटॉमिक साइज एलिमेंट, second one smaller. We are going to see, of course, examples and everything of this in detail right away. So we study now interhalogen compounds in great details.
And in this way, many
Ah.
compounds are possible. Right?
Not all, because they depend on their oxidation state stability. So if that
Oh.
oxidation state is stable, only then it will be possible. So atomic size is one condition, stability is another condition. So we are going to list down which are possible. Entire list is given. So due to difference in electronegativity, different halogens can react with each other. These are sometimes ionic, but most of the time neutral, and they are known as interhalogen compounds. General formula and condition I have also shown. यहाँ पे थोड़ा और डिटेल्स है. X का साइज लार्ज है, उसका इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी लो होना चाहिए, और X डैश का साइज लार्ज है, आई एम सॉरी स्मॉल है, लेकिन इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी हायर होना चाहिए. So now we have a classification to study here. So types which we see are of these 4 things. So अभी एक टेबल कैसे रीड करेंगे, केयरफुली देखो. क्लोरीन का फ्लोरीन के साथ कंपाउंड 3 आर फाउंड, ClF, F3, F5. क्लोरीन का ब्रोमीन के साथ या फिर आयोडाइड के साथ कंपाउंड फॉर्म नहीं होता है, बिकॉज क्लोरीन साइज इज लार्जर, ब्रोमीन आयोडीन साइज इज, आई एम सॉरी, क्लोरीन साइज इज स्मॉलर, bromine iodine size are larger, so that will not happen. Bromine with fluoride can form these 3. Bromine with chlorine can form, but not with the lower one. Iodine can form, of course, all the 3 types. So these are the usually possible interhalogen compounds. In your syllabus, of course, some more are also possible, but we don't study at our level. There are even complicated interhalogens possible. Classification wise, if you see, you can see a better table. X dash वाले मतलब यही कंपाउंड को मैंने यहाँ पे ट्रांसफर किया है. सो ClF, BrF, BrCl, ICl, IBr, IF, ये सब यहाँ पे है. IF आपको यहाँ नहीं दिखेगा क्योंकि IF अनस्टेबल कंपाउंड है. वैसे मैंने 3 वाले कंपाउंड उठा के यहाँ पे लिखे हैं, वैसे ही 5 वाले यहाँ पर है, 7 वाला सिर्फ एक ही है, IF7. We go to the nomenclature of these compounds, how to name them, quite easy. We write the name of the first element as the name of the element, and then the second element we write as ide. So chlorine monofluoride, chlorine trifluoride, chlorine pentafluoride, bromine monofluoride, bromine pentafluoride, iodine monofluoride, iodine heptafluoride. According to NCERT and GTB, you need to know their physical states also. I have tried to convert the tables of GTB and NCERT in a different format here. उन्होंने ये क्लासिफिकेशन में ही इंक्लूड किया है. मैंने यहाँ पे नोट्स बनाने के टाइम क्या किया है, सब गैसियस थिंग वन टेबल, लिक्विड अनदर एंड सॉलिड अनदर. So you can see there little bit of characteristics somewhere, colors and all. I have never seen a question on this any time in any exam so far, but NCERT, GTB both mention this in detail. Let us come to now methods of preparation of these compounds. We are only
So
going
in gas, all is colorless only. No? So in that compound.
pale brown.
अच्छा pale brown. Sorry.
Yeah, bromine is pale.
The ICL3, what is that
हाँ.
orange solid dimerism?
कहाँ पे है रे?
There's ICL.
हाँ, it can dimerize. That means ICl3 will become I2Cl6. Dimer मतलब दो यूनिट ज्वाइन हो जाएंगे, तो फॉर्मूला को डबल करो, I2Cl6. Got it?
So sir, then it will be orange, or it will be orange in this also state?
Orange only. Color doesn't change. Properties do not change upon dimerization. Properties remain same.
Is it just like the diborane?
Ah, yes, correct. BH3 becomes B2H6.
Yes.
We are going to study a lot of dimers in inorganic. बहुत common है. Okay, methods of preparation में आपको अपने सिलेबस में सिर्फ दो ही है, X dash and X dash 3. लेकिन मतलब CBSE बुक्स में, नीट जेई बुक्स में 5 और 7 के भी प्रिपरेशंस है, that I have kept in our notes. यहाँ पे नहीं है, but they have never asked of course, क्योंकि ये NCERT में है, GTB में है, तो हम लोग वो पहले करेंगे. First is direct combination. Direct combination means we take those halogens directly and at certain condition they react. Like chlorine and fluorine, in presence of copper catalyst and 523 Kelvin, they form chlorine monofluoride. Iodine and chlorine react in presence of HCl HNO3 to form iodine monochloride. Bromine and chlorine doesn't need any reaction, they directly react. Similarly, XX-3, very straightforward reaction, आपको सिर्फ reaction को balance करने आना चाहिए और कुछ नहीं है.
So first one is wrong, na? It's not 2F2.
Yes, sir. The first one is unbalanced.
Which one, Ray?
Left side.
Says CL2 plus 2F2.
Ah, yeah. This should be Cl2 plus F2 giving ClF. You are correct. बाकी देख लो, बाकी सब okay. So this was a method called direct combination. Now they can be prepared by other ways also, reacting with other interhalogen compounds. Like bromine can react with BrF3 and it gives you BrF. So balancing देख लो इसका 2 plus 1 3 bromine and 3 fluorine. Same way यहाँ पर भी Br2 react with ClF3. So fluorine यहाँ पर था, देखो जो compound दोनों मिला है वो दोनों interhalogen ही है. It's a combination we are getting. Another one like other reaction, I just call it special reaction, मतलब कोई अलग reaction. हाँ बोलो.
So that will be BrF3, na? Not 2 times.
BrF3. Balancing
Yes.
बोल रहा है.
Yes, sir.
BrF3 दो bromine. हाँ तो ये 2 cancel कर दो यहाँ का. I think balancing will happen.
No, sir. You have to.
नहीं है ना,
हाँ,
इधर
ना.
bromine है ना. अरे
Yes,
correct
sir.
है. ये देख bromine balance हो गया. ये 2 cancel करेंगे तो 2 bromine, 3 fluorine, 1 chlorine. Yeah, this 2 is not needed. चलो last
Yes.
वाला देख लो reaction, oxidation वाला. Iodine plus KClO3. So it forms ICl. So one iodine goes with chlorine to form ICl. Another iodine comes here to form KiO3. No such method exists for this one over here. And we go for reactions and properties in comparison way. XX dash ka thermal properties, thermal stability. They have not mentioned for XX-3 this property. Then another is hydrolysis. That means this interhalogen can react with water and it will form corresponding acids. So this is forming, you can see hypobromous acid and hydrogen chloride. With ICl, it can form iodic acid and other byproducts. Similarly, ICl3 can also form, you can see, same compound HiO3. Quite a similar reaction. They help to form the fluorinated product. हम लोग ने पहले भी plutonium का example दिया था, वैसे ही same है ये. So these are 3 first properties. More properties on next page.
Sir, your balancing is wrong, na? The third one.
I think it should be
Yes, sir.
2 times.
Yeah, 2
2
times.
times, and there it should be remaining. Yeah.
Yes.
Next, disproportionation reaction. So here you can see here that they are forming different interhalogen. So bromine monofluoride is producing bromine pentafluoride. Similarly, chlorine trifluoride forms 2 anion and cation, that also is disproportionation. Same way for ICl3. Now this reaction you will recollect just like organic chemistry. So if you take ethene react with ICl, one iodine attaches to one carbon, chlorine attaches to another one, just like as we add chlorine to alkenes and alkynes. So after chemical properties and reactions, we now go for general characteristics. Some of these you have already seen. When interhalogen is written with a structure X, X and dash, it is considered as halide of X. For example, ClF is fluoride of chlorine. So halogen of larger size is considered as halogen, other halide will be obtained. Also, ratio of the radius of X and radius of X dash increases as value of N increases. You can see iodine and fluorine, अभी दोनों में काफी सारा डिफरेंस है वैल्यूज में. आयोडीन का रेडियस कितना बड़ा है, फ्लोरीन का कितना स्मॉल है. सो उसका डायरेक्टली बहुत लार्ज कंपाउंड बनेगा IF7 और उसके स्मॉलर कंपाउंड्स बनते ही नहीं है, बने तो वो अनस्टेबल रहेंगे. They are just observations you need to know. Then interhalogen compounds usually have even number of total atoms. Total. बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स खाली ये 3 देखते बोलते हैं इवन कहां पर है. ये 3 + 1 4, 1 + 1 2, 7 + 1 8, 5 + 1 6. And number of X dash will be odd. 1 3 5 7. Properties are in between those of halogens which are from which they are made. मतलब अगर क्लोरीन फ्लोराइड हम लोग लेंगे तो उसका प्रॉपर्टी क्लोरीन के उतना वीक नहीं रहेगा, फ्लोरीन के उतना स्ट्रांग नहीं रहेगा, दोनों के बीच में इंटरमीडिएट प्रॉपर्टीज. द सेंट्रल हैलोजन एटम विद डिफरेंट ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट कैन प्रोड्यूस इट. दैट मीन्स अगर हम लोग ने क्लोरीन लिया तो क्लोरीन यहाँ पे +1 में है, यहाँ पे वो +3 में है. So that different oxidation states are seen. Some more properties. These compounds, since they have all paired electrons, covalent bonds, they are all diamagnetic in nature. And this property we are already taken, it's just a repetition. So you can see here. Now this we are going to remember, need it when we do the structure on the next page. See, when it is +7 state, IF7, it does not have any lone pair in the structure. +5 will have one lone pair, +3 will have two lone pairs, +1 have three lone pair. Please remember it, क्योंकि next slide में हम लोग अभी structure करने वाले हैं. 7 5 3 2, lone pairs 0 1 2 3. Let us go for structures. First one X X dash. हम लोग हर एक का एक एक कंपाउंड करेंगे. आयोडीन मोनोक्लोराइड ICl. इसका स्ट्रक्चर है ज्योमेट्री लीनियर. And we said that it can undergo auto-ionization in water like this. So 2 ICl will join to form anion and cation. XX-3, we are taking example of chlorine monofluoride. And this chlorine monofluoride, ClF3, you can see there are two lone pairs present. ये जो पीछे दिख रहा है ये आपके दो lone pairs है यहाँ पर. And the shape is bent T-shaped structure. You need to know one compound each with each of them. We go for XX-5, bromine pentafluoride, BRF5. It has a structure square pyramidal with one lone pair. XX-7, iodine heptafluoride, IF7, and it has a pentagonal bipyramidal structure. If you compare, इसमें कोई भी लोन पेयर नहीं है अभी IF7 में. यहाँ पे एक लोन पेयर, इसके पहले वाले स्ट्रक्चर में दो लोन पेयर्स थे. The last point we do is uses. I'm simply displaying the uses, nothing for me to say anything in it. Uses are only usually needed for HSC exams. Usually JEE and NEET and all, they don't ask such things. Any doubt, any slides you want me to repeat again, anything on in today's class? We have
So
completed.
fluorinating agents means
They supply fluorine to the other substance. If I show you, we had done this reaction if you have seen earlier. 1 minute. I will show you in the slides where we had done that reaction. Here, can you see fluorination? Uranium plus ClF3, so uranium now becomes UF6. This is called fluorination. So uranium में पहले fluorine नहीं था, अभी fluorine है. That's called fluorination, fluorinating agent.
okay.
Okay, that is all under this section. Today's section we finish with the properties. We will be now studying compounds and elements of group 16, 17, 18 in Friday lecture. If needed, then one more lecture